right. Okay, so let's work on the modal parts. We need to make sure that our modal is coming out like this. And if you look at the modal, anytime you want to work with the modal, there is always like this kind of a black cover, which is what we call overlay. So there is overlay, and what that one is doing is to remove attention from the content at the back. You still want to see it, but you don't want the user to focus on that content. You want their attention to be on the major stuff you are trying to display for them. So we normally have this overlay that is going to cover everything. Then this one will be inside that particular box, and the user will be able to focus on what they will still be seeing what is there, but the attention is going to be on this one rather than the content at the back of it, like that. If you want, you can just cover everything, but it will look somehow like the design will not look nice like the way it is, right? So you still want this the content at the back to add like a background to the content you have inside your model. So what do? You apply overlay, which is like is a background, but you reduce the alpha channel so that you can see what is at the back of it. And if you want, so you can apply this thing blur to it, but we're not going to apply blur. What you just need to do is to use our RGBA and apply the correct channel for the alpha there. And inside that overlay, we now have the actual content that we want to display to the user. But the major work here is that the design on the mobile, it's not the same thing as what we have on that desktop there. So we need to make sure that this design is mobile responsive. And the way we used to do this thing, we always work on the mobile first before we go to the desktop. But that doesn't mean you don't look at the two of them, because you need to arrange your content in a way that it will work for both the mobile and the desktop. Not that when you are done with this one, when you now go with the desktop, oh, I've forgotten about this particular element. So when you are doing your design and they are not having the same thing, so what you have to do is to check them first. What is equal there and what is not equal, so that you can know how to lay out your HTML. Don't forget the HTML is very important, because the HTML is not done properly. There is no way your CSS too will be able to help you out with what you want to do. So if you look at this stuff here, whether it's on the mobile or it's on the desktop, we're always going to have this overlay there, because if you look at it too, on the mobile is the overlay is there. So let me close. Let me even put them side by side instead of switching from one side to another one. So let me open the mobile one. So where's the mobile? Okay, this is a mobile. And we can place the two of them side by side and see what is going on. Because you need to understand what you are trying to design. Not that you just jump into the design and later you have the same that some stuff are missing. So this is the desktop where we have this overlay. Inside the overlay, we now have another container here that is holding all the content here, like that. So where's my mobile? Yeah, so this is a mobile here. So let me move it to the side. So, and as you can see, it's the same thing. The difference there is that on the mobile, you see here, all these radios that we apply here will not be there on the mobile. And again, so that it's full the entire this thing. There is no max width, but on desktop, we need to apply a max width maybe around that 350 or so that it doesn't go wide like the way it is on the mobile. And as you can see here on mobile too, it's like from the button upward, it have a height of around maybe 80% or even 90%. Like the only thing that is left is just around that 10%. And as you can see there too, that overlay is there. The overlay will always be there, just that this content here is the one that is covering the stuff on the mobile. So, and to me, I don't think there is anything we need to do with the layout. The layout is always going to be the same thing, but from the CSS, we need to apply some of these, or we need to change some of the value that we're going to be using there. You can see the placement here, you see the same placement here, so no difference there, except this cover stuff that we need to do. So now this one is not much of work to handle. So what we need to do right now is to lay out to do a component that we're going to be using for that. So we have this modal folder, and inside this folder, we're going to have all the modals that we're going to be using in our application. But we only have one modal, so let's just create that one. Okay, let me create a folder for that one, which I'm going to call it order like this. So order modal, and inside this order modal, we need two files. We need the GSS file, and we need the CSS file. So this is order modal then dot JSX, which is going to be inside our place, and at the same time we need our style dot module dot CSS, and if you want you can use normal CSS too, but I will be using the module CSS. And the ones you can create another one here so that this thing doesn't move to a different line there. But for now, since it's just one item that is here, it's going to put them on one line. So inside this our order modal. So let me just use my RAFCE so that it can generate the React functional components for us. RAFCE, where are you? Hope this thing is recording. Yeah, so we have this other modal. Yeah, so it's recording. So let me import my CSS, import styles, then from that my module CSS on my side. So styles.module. So what do we need to do? I told you we need overlay. So this is the thing that is going to add as our overlay because it's the one that is going to cover the entire stuff there. So here we're going to have, I'm going to call it the class name. This is going to be styles and overlay. So inside this one, we need this white area here. So we need this white area. So which I'm going to call modal, as you can from the AI stuff has already give us. So the completion. So inside this modal, let me close this sidebar so that we can focus more on what we need. So if you look at it, this is the modal. This entire white box is the modal. But if you look at it, we have this header section of it. So inside the header section, you have this the icon, we have this title, and we have this subtext that is here. And apart from that, we have the list of orders. So this is list of orders. And inside the list of orders, we now have order. No, this you can see all of them coming together. So we have the list of orders. Then inside it, we now have order. So we need to design one, and that one we just loop over whatever the order that you have there, and this one will leave them out. But again, I'm seeing something here, so we can't do it like that. We do it like this. What about these items that we have there? But we can actually do it. So what we just need to do is to add this one to the list too at the end. So whatever you are done doing everything you want to do here, then this one will just come to the end of it. And again, we need this button, which is something that we worked on. Like we work on our generate button, we just need to call it here like that. So let's put everything together. So inside the modal, we need the header section there like this. So inside the header, I have that we have that icon. So order confirm H2 order confirmed like this. So H2. So after this H2, I need the p tag with this. We hope you enjoy your food. So close the p tag. So that's what we have. Then I need this image which I need to import. So image src. So and it's always good that you use these spots. So this is going to be confirm icon. In case the image is not loading or anything happen, this is a text for those people that cannot see and still want to check your site. So this thing is going to read out whatever you have inside this box there. So where is the image coming from? So let me just call it import confirm confirmed order icon like this. So from go back. So go back. So we need to leave this side to this, then from here to this again, from here to source, and inside the source we have access to the assets, and from the assets we have access to the icons, and inside the icons we have this confirm icons, so which is going to be here icon order confirm. So let me name it like that too. So order confirmed icon, and name it anything you want. So it's always good that you use a name that is describing what that thing is doing. So yeah, we are done with the header section. So we need to move into this area here. So this one, I'm going to use div, or instead of me using div, I'm going to use section like this. And inside the section, we need to have the items are there. So this one, should I give it? I don't even need to do. I'll do the styling from CSS. So yeah, this stuff here, I don't want to jump out the code. So I will create a component for that. This, as I see it, I circle the stuff because it's not just simple stuff that is there. So you can see this box have this side, and at the same time have the price section. And from this side again, you have the image, and you now have all these one. And inside this one too, you see that there is these two. So instead of me putting it here, what I will just do is to create a component down here. Then I will look through whatever items that I want, and from there we'll just use them. But if you want, you can just create the design here. It all depend on how you want to extract your lesson. So yeah, I'm just going to create a component function. So this is the order items like this. So whatever order that you have, and what is going to do, just return here. So which is going to return div. The div is going to have class name with this house dot order items, so that the class name can come out on the page when you are debugging later on. You know what that class is all about. So that's why I'm using the name like this. So inside it, inside that box, we have two area there. We have this left side, and we have this right side here. So the other one, I'm going to call it okay, even though the thing is suggesting your suggestion is not what I want, but I love the way it's put out this class name. So this is the first one that is going to be there, and the second one is just this price. Yeah, so I'm just going to item price like this. So I'll remove the details. I don't even, so I'll remove the details. So I'll remove the details. So inside this price, nothing much there. So let's do the same thing that we did before. So we just, all this thing we're going to replace, and now the price is just going to be, let me use 5,000 as the dummy. So this thing will come through the props later on. So yeah, and we can use that our function that we used before. And if you look at it now, we are reusing this thing again and again and again. So it's better if you are working in recent. Once you see you are reusing something, it's better you create utility for it. And the reason you need to create utility for it is in case there is any changes later on, you don't need to start moving from one file to another one to do the changes. You only do it once where the source is. So let me just go to where we use it, and I will just do copy and paste for it. But where is it? It should be up here. Where did they have it? uh where is it? Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So this particular international then format, so it's better you have it in a function, and that function is what you be calling. And in case that thing needs to change or the format needs to change, you only do it once, not that you have to do it anywhere you are using this. But I will just copy it for now. We are not receiving any products from here, so let me just remove this one which is coming from this price. So nothing much on the price side, it's just this simple design that is there. But from this detail section, we have the image, and we have the info about the stuff. So here I need to create an image. So here I'm going to create a group. That's not the name. This thing is not giving me the correct name, so I will not accept what is. So this is going to be the order. So order image wrapper like this. because is the one that is going to wrap the image. And inside this one, I'm going to have the image, which is something we're going to be receiving later on. So whatever image you supply to it, that's what is going to display. But for now, I don't have any image. I'll just say order like this, or I will just comment it out for now because I don't know the image I want to use. Or for now, let me just use the same thing that is here. It will be placed later on when this one is started receiving the correct stuff of. Now for us to see that this thing is working, so let's just use this dummy image, which is going to be the icon that we have up here as sample there. So this is the section for or the group for the image. Apart from this image, we need this content here, which I'm going to call info. So let me just duplicate this one. So it's just going to be order info. So order info, and inside this place we don't need the image, so delete. What we actually need here is we need this text at the top and we need this one down. So I need h3, which is going to be the name. So it's going to be the name, so name of okay, let me just, so this is going to be the name or whatever you want to read, the title or whatever stuff. So this is all, what do we call it from the product section, because it needs to follow the same pattern. What do we, okay, it is known as title. So it's because whatever you pick from there, that's what it will show. Yes, so we need title. This is going to be testing for now, but once this thing receive the data later on, then everything will work. So we have this title like this. So what else do we need? We need, it's just like what we have there. So let me just take it from here instead of wasting time. So it's coming from this. Where is the product? This is not it. Where is the cards? Is the cards? That's where it is. So go to the cards. Under the cards, we have the card list. So this is the card list, but it's the same thing. As you can see, everything that we did here is still what is here. So there is no difference. So let me just copy what I have here. So we work on that. So paste. And then yeah. So here, what do we need? We need this design here, this pan. So we need this design that is here. So this title, same thing that we have there. So copy and we paste the stuff. But it's the same thing. There is no difference. The only difference is just the background that is here. As it, but the layout is the same, except this image that we are now adding to the list there. If you look at it now, the same thing we have here is what we have here with the exception of that close icon. If you want, you can use one component and based on what the stuff is sending to you, you display a particular one there. But for now, we don't want to do a lot of attraction that we don't need because we are learning. So we need to do in a way that you understand what is going on, not just start a lot of things that uh, or unnecessary optimization that you don't need now. So I think everything that we have here is okay. So what we just need to do now, this other item, we need to call it inside this section, the number of time that you want to use it. So for now, what I will just do is to use one, two, three, just to create a dummy array. This one is now what is going to represent whatever the order that you have later on. So now map over it, and from there, just pass in these other items like that. So that how many? One, two, three, four. So it's going to render four of it. Then after it's done rendering the stuff, we need to show this our order total. So here we need to don't forget when it's done with each one of these lists, we need this order total with the value. So that's what. And if I want to this one too, let's create a component for it so that we don't jam pack things together. So we're going to so function order summary like this. So that's what I'm going to call it. I call it anything we want. So return. It's going to be a div, and again this one too it will follow that same name. So styles order summary, and then inside this div, what do I need? So inside the div, We need this. So let me use H, or let me use H. Yeah, it's still the same thing. So where is it? Where is the cards list? Where are you? Yeah. Where is this? Order token. So this is it. Let's just use the same thing, even the button, primary button. Okay, copy, paste. So this one too need to receive the price. So it needs to receive the price. It needs to receive the price. So I will just create this variable for now. So cost price. We are going to update it later on. So this will just be 20,000 for now. So it's just going to be 20,000 for now. So saved. Then call this one down here. So after it's done rendering the list, just call this our order summary. So the other thing we need to add is this button. But if you look at it, the button is not part of this group. The reason I'm adding this order summary is because it is part of the group, it's having that same background. All of them are wrapped with this section. But this one now is not part of that group. It is outside. So since it's outside, then it will be outside of this section too. So here we need our button with the primary button here, and inside it we are going to have the stats. So start new order, and when this thing is clicked, it will close the model. So how do we open Modal? How do we close it? So for now, it needs to receive it from the state, which is something we don't have yet. So this thing needs to receive it from the state, but for now, we don't care about whether this thing is closed or open. We only want to design for the open state. But later on, we need to design for when it is closed. I think we should do it right now itself. So this thing should just receive whether it is open or it is closed. No, because what I want to use here, I don't want to use props to do it. We are going to use what is called context, which is something that I will be explaining tomorrow. The context, which is a way of you sharing different states to different component without you passing from one component into another component. So all of them, they will just go to that place, pick whatever they need, and they will use it. Not that you have to pass from parent to the child, because if you see now, there's some stuff that you want to use inside that model that is not here. It's going to happen from cards, or some of them will happen from product, and you know they are not inside each other. Even right now, they are placed side by side. You can actually create the state here and you pass it down. But there is some stuff here that this one is not even needing. It's what is inside it that needs it. So you still have to pass it down to it. But instead of you doing that, you can create a context, and that context can hold all the necessary data you want it to hold. And whatever component that is under that context, no matter where they are, they can go to that context and pick anything from it. So you are going to see how to create context tomorrow. But for now, let me just render this modal. So here I'm going to render the modal. What is that? That's other modal. So come outside. So other modal. What's going on? Other model. What's wrong with you before? So saved. And once this thing is saved, then we should. There's a problem here. I think I've talked about this before. We are trying to return two items here. Look at it. If I close this thing now, as you can see, we are returning two things. And I told you React will not allow you to return two JSX elements. It's only one. But how do you solve this problem? You can use fragment. So to use fragment, just create this. This is what we call fragment, which is a way of mimicking that you are sending one item from your component. So if I post it down, the only thing it's seeing is just this one. So now it's seeing it as just one item. Whereas what you're actually sending is this container and all that. But here now, this one is going to take it to realize that okay, you're actually returning one item. Because in your component, you should always return one GSS element. But that GSS element cannot contain other things inside it, but you should always return one. You can't return two GSX. That's the reason why it's complaining without this. So in order for you to be able to return multiple stuff, then without putting them in another parent, you should use GSX. If they are going to come from the same parent, you can quickly use your div here or any other element.
But now the thing will not make sense according to our design. So I still want this thing to be separate when I get to the browser, but we have to not allow you to do that. And since it's not allowing us, we need to use fragment, which is going to make this thing possible, because without fragment, you will not be able to do that. So here now saved, and once we save on the page, we should have the modal coming out at the bottom side, because don't forget it will come down because it's not really positioned it to be on top of other content. So if you scroll down, we're going to see all of them. Don't forget we are rendering each one of them and we're using this image for now. So it's going to, so what we need to do now is to make sure that it covers this entire UI, not that it is down. So what do we need to do? We need to apply our CSS. Going into this order now, so we have this, and let me move this thing to one side here so that we can see what is going on the page. And since we want to work on the mobile first, so let me take it to the small screen, then expand this side way so that I can have my code at one side here, then bring this one back, shift this one to this side, expand it more so that we have enough room for the code. So collapse this one. So as you can see, we have this overlay. So we need to style that one first, and it's the one that will make sure that everything is positioned on top of other content. So overlay, and what do we need to use? We need to use position of fix, because that's what is going to position everything on top of this other content. So saving it now, you see that it will be removed from the down and it will be position fixed. But what do we want to do? We want it to cover the entire screen and we want it to be at the front. So we need to use our inset of 0. Inset of is 0 here is the same thing as using top 0, bottom 0, right 0, and left 0. So this inset is just applying this 4 value at once. So since it's the same value, you can just use inset directly like that. So this one is just waste of typing there. So I will remove it. And the other thing we need to use is the C index, which is the one that control which element is placed on top of each other when they are overlapping there. So this one I'm going to just use a random I number, because the higher the Z index, the higher that element is going to be placed above other its siblings that are side by side there. So saving this one, as you can see, they are now on top, not at the back. But if I use negative here like this, as you can see, they will be at the back, because negative is going back and positive is going up there like that. So what this thing is doing here is making sure that every other content will always be at the back of this overlay. But you know, this is not the way the overlay is supposed to be. It's supposed to have this background, that background color, so that the content we have here is not taking attention from our model. So we need to use the RGBA because we want to apply alpha channel. For example, we're using this value here. You see that it's going to have background, and you can still see what is at the back, but the attention is not on it there like that. So what do we need to do? I don't know why all this why all these images are just coming out big, but once we get to each one of the section, then we give them an appropriate size. So what do we need to do? Yeah, so what we need to do now is to look at the other one that we have there. So what do we have? We have this modal. So on the modal here, the modal is having a background of white. So we have modal. So background is going to be white, and again it's having pattern. So let me try this one here like that. And don't forget, on mobile it's not actually covering the entire stuff like this. It's have a particular height. So the height of this thing, so the height should just be 90 percent, around this 90% like this. As you can see, it leave 10%. But this is not this is not what I want. I want this thing to come down, not that it's going to be this thing. So what we can do here is just to position it too. If we want to do it like that. So position, we just need to say absolute. So on top of the parent tool, we want to move it around anywhere we want. So what we want it to stick to the bottom, stick to the right, and stick to the left of it. See that I did not talk about the top because it will adjust that one automatically based on the height that I specified there. I did not talk about top because if you control the top too, it will move to that top that you want like that. So it's thick, but we want this edge to curve according to what we have here from the mobile design. You can see that I think it's more than, let me use 85. I think 85 should be okay like this. Then border radius, don't forget on mobile, we only have it at the top alone. We don't have it at the bottom side. So this is the top left, top right. So this is going to be 1 rem, 1 rem, then 0, 0. So the first two, then the bottom side 0, 0. So we only have it at the top. There is nothing on the bottom side there. So which other thing do we have here? Okay, I think that's all. So we just need to enter inside the model and start working on some of this content. The first thing we have there is this header that is there. So let me select the header. So the model, then inside it we have this header. So I want to display it as a flex, display flex. Let me see, where is the design? So what do we have? Let me even move it here so that we can quickly work on the design. So if you look at the design, we have them placed on top of each other. So which means we need to change the direction. So flex direction should be column, and but we did not take the account of the spacing. Maybe here and here, they are not the same thing. The spacing here is more than that one here. So which means these two are grouped together. So but for now, I will just use this should be column, and the gap should just be around that 1 rem. I'll just use equal space there. The spacing should just be the same like that. Then what else do we have? So inside this modal, inside the header, we have, what is that? The image. Or do I put it in a wrapper? Is it in a wrapper? No, it's just image. So this thing shouldn't be like that. So the height should just be around 50 pixels, because what is there right now is too much. Let me see. Choose this SVG. Uh, let me use the width. So the width should just be this 50px. I need to go and look at the generic setting that we did for image, because this thing is not supposed to just go. I know, no, normally it's supposed to use original size, but because in one of our CH generic file, I think we talked to image to have. Did I do anything like that somewhere with the image? No, I didn't. So the image is not supposed to just come out like that. But I think it have the original size. All right, so let's continue with what we have there. So go back into the CSS. That one has been done. So we have this like that. We have this. So the confirm order. This thing is not, the edge that we have there is not like what is on the design. So the modal, the header, I'm using H2. So the font width should be around that 900. The thing is really thick. So 900, because our own is not that thick. And again, the font size should be 2 rem. The font size should be 2 rem, and I think it can even be more than that. So 2.5 rem. So let me move this one to somewhere, and I think it's okay like this. And again, to this thing actually have like a max width attached to it. So the header itself, I need to talk to it. So the max width, because it's not getting to the edge, it's kind of a stop around this 80%. So the max width of this will just be 80%. So whatever your parents, take 80% of it. Don't just as you can see now, it will stop there, so that it's not getting to this edge. It's stopping around 80%. And since 80%, text will wrap to the next line there like that. So what do we need to do? I think we just need to update this paragraph. So the modal, the color there, so the header, then the P. What is our color code? I think it is rose what? It should be that rose 300. Let's see. So the color should just be this bar rows 300. We should be okay. Yeah, or we should be okay like that. Let me see. Nah, it's it actually. Let's see what which other one is it? Okay, 400 or 500. Let me see 400 first. So rows 400, and I think it's okay, but that spacing is too much. So in order for this thing to look like the way it's supposed to be, it's better we group it. So I'm just going to group them together so that the spacing of one REM is not touching the two on the yeah. It will close that space because it's seeing them as separate items. So what else do we need to do here? So inside this modal, we already display it as where's the modal? I did not display it at all. So this one should be displayed as flex too because there is a group there. We have the group of this header, we have this group, and we have this group, and you can see there is a gap in between them. So we need to display as flex. Flex direction should be column, then the graph should be maybe around that 1.5. So graph should be 1.5 rm save, and you see that we have that spacing in between each group. And we are done with the header section. So we are done with this header section. So the next one we need to move into is this other items. But before we jump into the other items, we need to talk to this section because it has background and some padding and border radius that is going on with that group. Because if you look at it here, you see that you have a background color, and at the same time, there is this padding going on there. So inside the modal, we have section. So this one is going to be displayed as flex. Direction is going to be on top of each other. It will have padding, it will have border radius, and there is going to be a gap. So flex direction should just be column, come outside VS code, column. The gap should be around that 1 rem. The background should be that our rows. So rows, let me try 200. So save, and I did not see any rows. Rows 300. What is going on? So I see what I type model instead of model because I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, this 300 is too much. 200. We don't have 200. What do we have? We only have 100. So that means it should be 100. So 100. Yeah. So we need border radius of around that 0.75 area, which is 12 pixels. Then what else do we need? We need padding of that 1 rem, and yeah, I've already applied gap. So now we need to talk into this. We need to talk to this our order. So going back into the components, we have these other items. As you can see, we call it this same class. So here I have this one. This one should be display flex. We're supposed to place them side by side. So and AIC, because vertically everything should be center, and again to specify content space between, because the price supposed to be on the left side, on the right side, while the other thing will be by this right side. So and again, if there is no space, I'm giving is this 2 rem for space by default. If there is space, just move the price to the other side there like that. So we need to talk to this section too because they are supposed to be placed side by side too. So which is this one here, which is this group? No, not you. Which is this group? Because this group too is here, which is the one that holds all these items there. So here too, we need to display it as flex. Then we gap it. So gap should be around that 0.75 REM AIC, is this aligned to center? Let me see. No. Yes, it's actually aligned to center the image. So AIC should just take us to the center like this. So we need to talk to that image. That image is too big. Let me look at it. This thing shouldn't be more than 80 pixels, the height and width of the stuff. So I think I gave it its own class, which is going to be this image wrapper like this. Okay. So the image wrapper, the height should be 50 pixels. The width too should be, I said 80. Since they are the same thing, so let me create a variable. Size should just be 80 pixels. I don't want to be changing it every time. So this is going to be size and the same thing here too. So that anytime I need to change it, just do it once, not twice. But inside this one, so inside this other image wrapper, there's an image there. So the height is 100%, the width is 100% here. So saved, and we should have them side by side. But this thing is too big, so let me reduce it to this 80 or 50 rather. So we have these items. Why is this one not working? The button did not have the class. Where is the button? Where's my button? Why is it not primary button? Which class did I use here under this card list? Oh, primary BTN. All right, should be BTN because I can see that that button is supposed as a generic store, so we are not supposed to work on it again. All right, so this one now is here, and what do we need to do now? We need to work on this. I can this thing is too big. I mean, because we are not using the correct image right now, so once the image is there, it should work. So we have this. So let's work on the title. So we have this title, and I can see all the text are really small. And look at what just happened for that second title. You see that the thing is not going more than one line. He's using dot 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 add. I did something like this with one of the projects that I worked with yesterday. So I will show you how to do that one later because you don't want the title that is long to go more than one line, but we still need to reduce some of these things. So where is it? So where are we now? We are done with this image. The next thing we need to work on, that one is not there. Let me see. Okay, that one is not there. So the only thing we just have is this. We only have 2x at whatever stuff. So the last part is not there. So close. That means the total is not parts. So remove this one and save. So from there, what do we need to do now? Let's continue. We are done with this image. So let me close this group. The next thing is this other info. So we need to enter that one. So yeah, other info. Display as flex. Nothing much on this one. I just need to add because they are already placed on top of each other. But let me try use it. So flex direction should just be colon, and from there use other whatever stuff that is H3. That's what I use. So I use H3. That thing is too big. So the font size should be around that one rem. So one rem. That's not the font size of the H3. Yeah, so it will reduce the size. The same thing too with that other one that we have there. So this other info, we have this inside it. We have the P and we have the span. So the P, the font size, because we need to reduce the size. Then later on we can increase it on desktop, but I won't be doing that because something that can be updated later on. So this one should be around 0.75, which is 12 pixels. So the title is 16, and this one is 12. So that reduce it like that, or it should just be, let's take it to 14. So yeah, I think 14 is okay. And there are two span inside it. We need to space them. That's why you see the 2x and that 5,000 is jam packed together. So we need to display as flex, just like the way we did it from that other one. So AIC, which is going to align them to center, then gap should be around that one area, so that that 2x and that at 5,000 can be spaced from each other. So we have this one inside the P. I have the span first of type. The first, because I think that that one is having a separate color. Yeah, the color is different, which is that red. So the color should be red. I cannot do it. Let me do it myself. So the color should be red. Yeah, and I think the font weight should be 600. I think. Yes. So which other thing do we have there? That one too. The color is different. I think what did we use that itself? Let me go and check it. The second of type or last of type, any one of them. So for this our card lists, so this is it as you can see. It's okay. We use rows 500, rows 500. So this is what we use. So let me just borrow it and apply it here too, instead of wasting time to be looking at the color. All right, so saved. We should have that same, but I don't think this one is bold. Yeah, this one is not bold. The font weight of this one is not bold. It's just the normal color that change. So it is like this. And I think here we need a little gap. So gap should just be around that 0.25 area, which is 4 pixels in between the title and this one. So that should just be the gap there. The image is actually having border radius. So this container have a border radius. So by the time we put the original like correct image, so this one will come there. So this one too is 0.25, and the overflow is hidden because the image will go outside of the parent. So we need to remove the overflow so that it can show that whatever. But right now we're using this dummy image, so you will not see it. But once we have image that is in a square shape or in rectangular shape, it will bring this in out. And okay, I think we are done. No, we are not. So something is missing here. So the other item, we did not apply this the border that is there, because at the end of each one of them there is a line going on like that. So other item, did it happen to the last one too? Yeah, all of them always have it. So I don't need to condition the stuff. So each one of them will always have it. So we have this border. So we have the border. So border should be 1 pixels. Solid is going to be that our rows is it 100? I don't know. But now it can't be like that. It will apply to all the sides. So it's going to be transparent. Or it's only the bottom, apply border around everything. But I only want the border bottom color. And that's the reason why I put it around everything, so that the space can be equal. Because border used to, any border you apply to your content, it will create a space. So if you do it for bottom only, it might only create bottom for the bottom. Create for the bottom, create for left and right, or and the top too. But I only want to see the color at the bottom part of it. So create the border first, but the color is nothing, which is transparent. But for the bottom one, I want to see this color on it. So if I save it here now, and it's not showing because this color is, let me use a bigger blessing so that it can come out. As you can see, it's here. It applied the border to everything, but it's only the bottom one that is having the same like that. Or if you don't want to do it like that, you can actually apply it to the bottom alone. I just say border button should just be 1 pixels and solid like this. So which means you are only focusing on the bottom one alone, which is still going to give us the kind of, but there is some extra 1 pixels extra stuff that is added to the bottom that is not added to the other side. So it is like this, but there's a problem. The problem there is that there is no spacing between the content and the line. So which means we need a padding button because we need to shift it down from the other one. So padding button should just be around that. Let me see, around this 0.5 rem because the line is always at the edge of the. No, don't forget, border is the line around the box. So which is padding is always inside the box. So I need to space the stuff. Let me try 1 rem. It is not too much. I think 1 rem is okay. So let me return this thing back. Let me see 400 because we need to use 300 and I think let me see 50. But that line is tiny. No, can't be 50. 100. That means we don't have 100. Well, we have 100, but it's close to white. So 300. 300 is what we're going to settle for. But that's the only one I think is close to this thing like that. So let's just settle for this. Then let's work on the last part of the stuff, which is that other whatever stuff. Which I can just borrow the styling from here. So where is that our part list again? So let me just borrow, yeah, this is it. Other total group, other total P, other total. These are the stuff that I need. So I just need to change the class name. I don't want to be typing. We still have a lot of things to do. So let me go back. So what did we call it? What did we give it? It is this. We skip this price. So we have this. Okay, it is not as order summary. Order summary. So order summary. All this one should just change to order summary. So save and everything should just be side by side like that. Yeah. But I think this one is too big. No, it's okay. It's okay. So what we need to do now is we skipped one part, which is the price, even though it's looking nice already, but it needs to be bold. So the font width there needs to be bold. How come let's skip it? This other item price, which is something that's supposed to come after the info. So go back. Where is the info? Down here. So here we need to have the font weight of it's not 700. I think it's let me try 700 and see if it is not too much. It's too much. It's taking like it's fighting with the title. Let me see all our fonts. How many this anyway? I think we have 600 or 500 too. So let me try it because it's fighting with 500. Yeah, it's okay like this. So that title too. Yeah, that title too. It's too bold. What is it? So this is it. Font weight is fighting with this. Should be six. Let me say 600 or 500. It's not that deep. Yeah, it's bold, but not that is fighting with other destinations. Okay, I think we are done with the mobile version of the stuff. So we need to make sure that it is okay on the desktop too. So if I click on this 768, you can see that it's supposed to be at the center of the page. So when you get to that screen, so at media screen and a minimum width of 768 pixels like this, a minimum of 768 pixels, a minimum of 768 pixels is other class I can see. So a minimum of 7 6. So we need to move this into center. What do we need to click on? So modal. So we need to update the modal. So what did we do with the mobile? The modal on the modal on the mobile. So what did we do? Where is it? Modal. Now we position it. So we don't need to position it on the distance. So we know we use position and we are doing left, right. So we need to remove all this thing we are doing. And again, so we need to remove the height. The height should just be based on the content that hey, but wait oh, what if the order is like 10? Means the thing can increase anyhow. So we need to handle that. But for now, let's solve all this one first. So this one position should just be position. You can remove whatever that is here by doing on set, but I will just return it back to. So what I will just position should just be static. Now I told you static doesn't use anything like left, right. So all those left and right we are using at the top, they don't work with static. So once I put static now, it will remove them. So you won't see that it is turning to left or you can see it's not coming to bottom again because it doesn't work with this bottom, left, right, whatever stuff doesn't work with this one. Again, we need to talk to it that the width shouldn't just be expanding like that. So the max width should just be let's say 350 pixels like this. So, but it's supposed to go to the center of its parent, or the parent too did not do it on mobile. The parent did not undo it. It did not undo anything like taking what is inside it to center. So we need to talk to that one. Yes. So this is overlay overlay like this. So this one now display flex, align item, center, justify so that it can now do all these things. So AIC, AIC, JCC, JCC. So save and this thing should kind of take it to center. I think this 300 is too small. This 350 is too small. So 400 should be okay. 400 should be okay. 400 self is not too. Nah, it's not even doing what I give it. So the weight should be 400 pieces. Because I know 400 should be big. Alright, so let me see order, this order stuff. Yeah, you see that it is full. So we need to talk to it that 80% is taken should not be like that, which is the header. So we have uh, we have the model, then inside it there is header. So the width should be 100%. Or what did I use? Is it width or max width that I use? Because we need to use the same property. So go back up. So where is the header? Header. Yeah, it is max width. So I need to use the same thing here because max has power more than this one. Max has more than power more than the width itself. So we need to give it that the width should be 100% so that it can just use whatever it needs to use. But this thing doesn't look like this 400. Come outside. How strong? What you can hear. So what is the width? Compute. Yeah, it is 36. Yeah, it is 400 because including the padding, whatever stuff that is added, should be around that. And again, can you see the height? I don't like that's what I mentioned. And we need to remove that height. So the height should be auto. Whatever the content that is inside it, that's where you are going to stop. But this thing too can create problem. Problem is that what if this content is more than this? So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So now imagine, this thing is something they will be adding, and you don't know the number of items they are going to add there. So going up here, adding more items to the list. So this is so let's just add more whatever stuff into the list. So let's save. You see that This thing now we keep expanding anyhow, and this is what is happening. So we need to handle this when the list is much. And what do we need to do? We need to do it like the way we did it for that our cat, that when it sees it that the height is going more than 300, it will just start scrolling for that particular pastor. And there's a problem there, because now it means our order total now too will be scrolling, which is bad. So we need to rearrange what we did here. So this order total here, this order total we are doing here, this is not the way it's supposed to be. It will not work. But for now, let us do it so that you see. So we need to put this in into its own container. So that container is the only one that will scroll. So here I need to give it another container. Because if not, it will not work. This other submit too will be scrolling with the other one because they are together. So we need to give this one. What can I give it? So let me just give it list. So I will just give it this styles. Then that's other items with S. So that S is the grouping, while the single one is just. So whatever style we give this one, we need to remove the. We need to. Yeah, I don't even need to do too much on it, but there's some style that is supposed to go into this one, but it will not work the way it's supposed to work again now because this one has been, as you can see, so it will not work again because there is an intermediary element. So we need to go into that section. So where, yeah, this section, there's a property here that I need to. So we have these other items. So the group. So that one too is going to be displayed as flex. It doesn't need it to have gap. So it have this gap of 1 RAM2, like that. It doesn't need padding. It's the parent that is applying the padding. So the background, it doesn't need background. It doesn't need border radius. So like that. So it's the one that will now limit the height for. So this one is going to have a max height of maybe 300 pixels like this. And overflow now, because you need to talk to it that how is it going to handle the content that is not going more than 300. So overflow Y should be auto. So then we can save it, and as you can see now, so anything that is not trying to go outside, it will see that it's not affecting the order. But assuming we did not rearrange it there, the order will be down that you have to scroll down before you can see it, which is not good because the users will see the order whatever stuff there. So but here you can scroll down to see what you actually order. But there's a problem there too. This arrow stuff like this, we need to work on it too, just like the way we did it for the cards there. So we can go into that cards list, what's going on. So we can go into that cards, we can go into that cards list. Yes, for what's going on. So card list, I think I did it somewhere. Did I do it? Yeah, this is it. So since it's something that we want to reuse, better well, let me just copy. Let me just do copy and paste. But copy and paste is really bad when you see that you are reusing that in a lot. So for now, we just do copy and paste for it. So come down here, paste, then replace the list wrapper with. So list wrapper replace with this. So save, and everything should just. So now we have this scroll bar that we need, and this one will only happen if the order is more than the items or more than the height that we give that container. So if it's just 3 items, there's only for it to be showing this thing for us. So as you can see, it will work. But now once the thing is more than 300, then it will start scrolling so that this thing doesn't go outside of the screen there. All right, I think the modal has been done. So the only thing, oh, go to silo. So let's go. Where is it? I think it's on the modal itself. So where's the modal? Yeah, border radius. Border radius should just be 1 rem for everything. Just use the same thing for all of them, like this. So is there anything that is missing? Let me go back. For this line, Their line is not that. I think it's using 100. Let me go and try that 100 again because this line is not making the design to now look nice again. It's too. It's the color. It's not even the thickness. It's the color. So we need to. Where is it? So where is the order, other items? Yeah, this is it. So this. Let me go back to 100. It's oh, I know the reason why it's on. It's now mixed with the background here because the background and this thing are the same. So what I can let me try gray. If I need to use something that is looking nice, I'll just look at this gray and try to update it because it's kind of close to the background. That's why it was not. So I will just look for a color that is close to it but not. It's used to have, you see, the effect will be there. The design will look like, nah, this is too much. Let me use what I have. Yeah, I think this one is making sense. And let me reduce your fast the alpha channel. Yeah, just to because it needs to rhyme with the background, not that the thing will just come out anyhow like that. And I think it is okay. Order confirmed. So go to the mobile. Everything should be like this, but it's kind of like a problem. It's having this extra space. Should I need to give it height? I don't think we need this height. I think it's depending on the number of content that is inside it. Like that. So I don't think we need to use that height too on the mobile. So this height that I'm using here, let everything just stick to the bottom, but it can expand on its own based on the number of content that is inside it. But what if the content too is big? Let's see. What if the content is really big? How does it handle it on mobile? There shouldn't be any problem too because we adjusted this one. So the 300 will increase. So I have 3, 8, 20, 35, 67, 81, and 82. So save it. Yeah. So it's get here and it doesn't go again because now it's not 300. But I think it can go up more on mobile. So on mobile, we should increase the height of this stuff. Okay, we use 300, so it should be more than 300. So this 300 I use here, let me try 380. Yes, or 350. So 350, I think it's okay like that. 350 is okay because to increase it more to get up, and 350 is too much on the desktop. So what is that? It is other items. So 350 is too much on desktop. Shouldn't be more than this. So max height 300 pixels. So on bigger screen, just use this. I think this thing is still the width of this box. This width 420. Does it look small? Yeah, I think it's okay like this. 500 because it was choking. All right, I think this should be all. So next tomorrow now, we now start with the connection. First, before we jump into connection, I need to explain the context. Then we now use it in this stuff. So right now we can't close this modal, but I will remove it from here because the only time it will come outside is when it's show like this. So we only want to see it when you click on this one. So it needs to like there's a state somewhere that is determining whether that is supposed to come outside or not. So well, where are we going to put all those states? We are going to put it in a context so that any that the model itself will close. Like when you click on it, it will set that state. This one too will update that state. I know they are not together. So we need to have a central store where they can go to update or to check the value whether it is there or not. So that's what we just do in the next class there. Like that. Let me stop this.